So I'd like to welcome you all to this session that we're having today. And what we're trying to do here is to help as many people as possible. As you can see there, what we've just talked about 5 billion people in the world can now actually employ themselves if they wanted to. I was reading something recently that was talking about the measurement or evidence or implications that ICT or information and communications technology, how it has had an impact in the economy, the economic impact of ICT. And it's actually been noted that ICT has become a key driver in the economic growth over the past decade. I'm really hoping that you can agree with me on that statement, or else you might have been living under a rock. And I don't think that's the case with everybody. There are people who are very attentive to what's happening in the world right now. So, for those who have been able to see that, it's true that the ICT field, information and communication, the rapid diffusion or increase or adoption or spread of the internet, of mobile telephony, mobile phones being adopted in our communities. It's become an integral part of our lives. Some estimates actually show that on an average, there are people who check their phone between 100 and 200 times in a day, showing that, as often as we need to communicate, as often as we are accessing the internet or paying our bills, whatever the use of a mobile phone, mobile telephony, broadband networks, they all demonstrate how pervasive this technology has become. How precisely does ICT affect the economic growth and efficiency of our continents? Well, the report actually provides an overview of the economic impact of ICT and, of course, on economic performance and the ways through which it can be measured using available data. Right now, you can actually be able to tell just how many people, for example, just like we've just said in a couple of slides before that, how many people actually have a unique access to a mobile phone that allows them to even get access to the internet, an incomparable opportunity that a company called Virtual AVS is actually offering to the same mobile phone users, in essence, actually inviting them to a dining table. How do you get invited to a dining table? Well, reports like what we've just looked at, whether it's from GSMA statistics or whatever, that is actually indicating how the economy is being impacted by information and technology and communications. This particular data allows us to be able to see that traditional forms of employment, for example, are slowly fading away. The way people used to perhaps rely on employing themselves through starting a normal business. I don't know what to call a normal business, but there are businesses that people usually run and they depend on them day after day. Or you can turn in a resume. Today I got an opportunity to actually walk into the governor's office, and I noticed that there was a bunch of people there queuing up, waiting to turn in their papers, hoping that the new governor who's been elected is going to give them jobs. So I'm wondering, where are these jobs going to come from? It's not easy to get that accomplished for 1,000+ people who want you, the sole person, to be, you can say, the answer to their prayers. Well, technology has opened up new ways for us to be able to employ ourselves. Those who are attentive, they will see what is happening. So as we go on with this session, perhaps you might have some questions. You might be thinking, okay, how am I going to benefit from this? How can I see the value of this system? Whether it's you, Festus, who's raising your hand, or anybody else who's joining us here for the very first time, what we can ask you to do is just pay attention for the next couple of minutes. You will probably get the answers to the questions that you've been seeking. Many businesses right now are adopting to this culture of increased sales and, of course, connecting with customers worldwide, because most people who have access to mobile phones will probably be checking out your business from their phone, from the comfort of their mobile phones. What are you advertising? What are you trying to get them to buy? Do you have a website? Are you listed somewhere on Instagram? Are you listed somewhere on Facebook? Are you listed somewhere on Google? Are you listed somewhere on YouTube? Can I watch a video about your company, about your business? So it gives them a way, these businesses, to actually earn money, earn passive income from shoppers. And there's so many big websites that are now helping people to even do B2B sales or B2C sales. You can say, for example, Amazon, that allows most people to even shop for various commodities online and get them delivered right to their doorsteps. There are people even shopping for cars online, and they can be able to get that delivered to their doorstep. So as these businesses are connecting to their customers on a global scale, what is it helping them to do? They're able to now set up a way for distribution across their continents as well, and also connect with their customers in terms of feedback and whatever it is that they want to find out in order to increase sales. So as a company, Virtual AVS looked at that as an opportunity to actually, in a typical day, allow maybe a normal consumer like you to continue doing your shopping, whether you're purchasing airtime or you're purchasing something in a restaurant, or you're going shopping for your new shoes, or you're perhaps paying for your food delivery, whatever it is that you're paying for. Maybe you're walking into a supermarket. You can find a way to monetize those expenses. So I'm hoping I've caught your attention up until this point. How do you monetize your expenses? Remember, we talked about a mobile phone, okay? So what we're saying is we can actually turn those expenses into a decent income that can help you live more comfortably, even in the midst of tough economic times. In the midst of tough economic times, I think you can agree with me that the past couple of years have not been good. With what has been happening, of course, in the rising inflation, rising cost of living, the economic activity that is actually taking place right now, something that hasn't even been witnessed in the last 80 years, combined, of course, with the low incomes in the households that we have. So through love, we can actually do something about it. We can share an opportunity like this. What Virtual AVS has done is create a platform where we can now turn those same expenses, even during a very tough time like this, we can turn them into actual income. How do we do that? Well, we get rid of what's happening right now. By whatever money that you're actually spending, a percentage of that can come back into your pocket. And that's the reason why we actually welcome you to listen to us this moment, so that you can get to know who is Virtual AVS. Is it a person? Is it a company? Are you tuned in to listen to this because you're curious about a source of income that can help augment what you already have? Or are you tuning in because you are an investor who's always attentive to discover excellent opportunities to tap into industries that are doing very well on a global platform, if in case maybe yours is not doing that well, despite what's been happening? And if that's the case, then you are at the right place at the right time. Just like me, who perhaps my industry when I was working was affected, well, you are here at the right time. And that's how we're going to be able to help you understand what Virtual AVS, a virtual airtime vending software, as it started. How is it going to help you now? Apart from airtime being one of the fastest moving consumer products, what else can you actually monetize and tap into the billions that go into a very, very lucrative industry? So I hope I got you excited and you are very ready to hear what I'm going to play. In the next slide is actually going to be a video. This will help you to understand why we invited you to listen to this. You ready? And pay attention.
Did you know that you can make money from one of the fastest moving consumer products in the world? Did you know that making money online is the best way to secure your financial future in this fast-changing economic landscape? Introducing virtual airtime vending software, a revolutionary system that allows you to become an airtime distributor globally. Virtual AVS is a system that uses network marketing model of distribution to distribute airtime of more than 300 mobile service providers in more than 100 countries across the globe. It is arguably one of the biggest opportunities in the telecommunication industry that was valued at $1.83 trillion as of 2020. Virtual AVS has a generous compensation plan that has 3 streams of income, namely license commission, airtime commission, and bulk airtime commission. How to get started? 1. Download the Virtual AVS Android app on Google Play Store and create an account. 2. Pay the 24 months user license of $69 and become a partner. 3. Upgrade your account with $75 and start earning bulk airtime commission passive income. 3. Recommend the Virtual AVS system and start earning license, airtime, and bulk airtime commissions as shown below. For all the business partners you recommend in your first level, you earn $10. For the second level, you earn $4, $2 for levels 3 to 10, and $1 for levels 11 to 15. In addition, any airtime you load through the Virtual AVS system, you earn 0.5% for the first $20 and 5% for any amount over and above $20. You also earn 0.4% of the first $20 airtime loaded every month by all the partners in your team from levels 1 to 15, as shown in the previous table. All accounts upgraded to earn bulk airtime commission will earn 55 cents from the holder of the account, 55 cents from level 1 to 10, 22 cents from level 11 to 14, and 55 cents from level 15. If you recommend 5 people in your first level and everyone in your team recommends 5 each, then the table below shows how your projected commissions would look like. Virtual AVS also allows you to register customers for free, and you will be earning commissions from all the airtime float they load. All the commissions you earn are channeled to your AVS wallet and can be withdrawn anytime to your mobile money account or bank account. Download the Virtual AVS app and get started in this life-changing opportunity, or contact the person who sent you this video. Take action today.
Indeed, take action today. A short 2-minute video summarizes everything. In fact, I can actually call this to an end by basically helping you to now see maybe the last bits that we were not covered in that video, because it actually mentioned 3 ways of earning money using that mobile phone app we talked about. We introduced it to you as Virtual AVS, a virtual airtime vending software. For those who've run a business before or they've been involved in that part, they actually understand what vending means, which is selling. And in this case, you're actually not going to be selling anything. That's the lovely thing about this. You actually just have a vending software in the comfort of your mobile phone. And through that software, you have learned how to monetize a particular commodity that you spend money on almost on a daily basis. If you are part of those people that we talked about in our introduction, remember, we said over 5 billion people in the world actually have access to a unique mobile phone like a smartphone. So if that forms a large percentage of the world's population, all of them can actually do this. And it's simple. They actually don't need to do much, just like the video mentioned there. All they need to do is download the Virtual AVS app, go ahead and get their business license, start using it to load airtime or any other utilities available from about 1,000 stores now. And of course, go ahead and upgrade if they want access to the 4th stream of income, and of course, recommend it to as many people as possible. A duplication of this by around 5 billion people in the world will actually create a very, very stable economy, especially in places like Africa, where Nigeria being one of the countries where it has the largest economy. You can imagine if they all duplicate these 5 steps, what do you think it's going to mean? Perhaps maybe hope for families, an algorithm or a system that can assist people to be able to employ themselves. And Virtual AVS actually having a roadmap that will help so many people, of course, according to what's available on the website. to have a system that is actually representing one of the largest global service networks by 2025 there. How large will it be? Well, I'm thinking it will even be larger than anything else that you're using right now, even to do drop shipping or any type of service providers that are listed on an app, because it will connect the billions of people who can be able to use this app to actually make money from some of the fastest moving consumer products we've discussed. For example, airtime, if we were to talk about it, it's been activated in Kenya, in Uganda, Tanzania, Zambia, South Africa, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Malawi, DRC, Congo, all the way down. You can see there even Asia, countries like Philippines, Indonesia, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, Guinea Conakry, Swaziland. You can see United States there as well. Some of the big mobile service providers like AT&T, Verizon. You can actually shop for airtime from this app. And why should you do that? Utilities or paying for your maybe Tigo airtime or Vodacom or Airtel or Orange or Safaricom or MTN or data plans, perhaps in Philippines like Smartfriend. And you're buying all these things, or maybe you're going to Target, Carrefour, Naivas, IKEA, Adidas, Nike, Uber Eats, Applebee's, Macy's, Banana Republic, all these places where you're going to be shopping. Why should you use the app? I think a lot of times I get that question, even when I'm talking about this to many people. Why should you use it? Because it simply pays you. Anywhere else you've been doing that for time immemorial, I don't think there are many service providers who pay their customers for shopping from them. The relationship ends when the transaction has been done. The only thing that perhaps you can receive is a voucher to come back and shop again at the same store, perhaps. But it's a voucher. Can you actually withdraw that money and use it elsewhere? Nope. Virtual AVS, though, gets a discount, and it allows that discount to pay you, the consumer, because you're using their platform to pay for all those services. The other advantage about it is that you can actually connect to other shoppers. That's why it says here that your phone number, the one that you used on your profile to register your account, can actually act as a direct referral link. Where on your Salesforce here, you see the icon called Salesforce, you can actually grow a whole team from people of all those countries that we've seen there and much more, about 150 countries plus, where you'll be able to have the same people use the app to shop or pay for all those expenses we'll be talking about, and you can get an income from their expenses. Now, how wonderful is that? Do you think that's one way that we can actually empower many people around the world? We have tools here that can actually help people to employ themselves, a system like no other. And of course, when people have a little bit more money in their pockets, they are more confident to deal with life. That's a little bit of a no-brainer, you can say. And the compensation plan that we've discussed today is pretty simple, actually, as you've seen from the video. Now, it covered license commission and it also covered airtime commission, but it hadn't covered utility commissions yet. But these are the percentages according to the compensation plan, and anybody can work out what that means. If you have a little calculator with you there, or you just have a pen and paper, you can actually work out what this means, whether you have 1,000 people or 1,000,000 people registered on the app and they're all connected to you, or you are earning from your own expenses. Really, I think anybody can actually do that math. Let's talk a little bit about the leadership of this company. And this is information that you can actually find on the website. The visible presence of our marketing director said Norwood from the moment that I joined this company. I remember we had a meeting with him. And this is a scholar and a professional who has prioritized the growth of this business. And in fact, is somebody who's very passionate about teaching financial literacy. Daisy Sheriff, our CEO on the other side, is also somebody who has industry knowledge. The aim is to ensure integration of around 300 plus service providers across more than 100 countries, a major milestone that perhaps you've never come across in any other organization. But now this one is going to have massive impact. If they continue with the same goals, guess what? We have a way to build and implement some of these sophisticated plans across the continents that we've just discussed. So it's not an easy task, but we have seen significant progress since we started. And that's the reason why we encourage you all to also share this good news with others. Because like any other startup or any organization, there will be sizable integration, of course, and expansion in the business development. However, there will also be challenges that you'll have to overcome to build confidence in the product, the service, and also the platform. It also gives us a lovely experience to also expand together as we share this wonderful opportunity with others. So if we were to explain it in simple terms as we conclude, what really is virtual AVS? It's a system that allows you basically to be able to convert all those expenses you've been having, whether it's airtime or utilities or data, whatever it is that you've actually been buying all along, you can actually make money from it now. And that global opportunity is actually in the telecom industry, allowing you to see that it's in a very sustainable industry, an industry that's been making large profits. And that's the reason why they even thought about acquiring those utilities where people can actually pay for cable TV, electricity, and many other services across various markets, because it is a lucrative industry. Remember, we talked about how ICT is affecting the economic growth of our continents. As people move towards the technology era, these industries are generating huge profits. For example, here, these are airtime statistics based on mobile phone airtime spending. As you can see here, the rise in 2019, it was from $1.44 trillion to 1.83 in 2020 to 2.01 trillion in 2021. So if an industry can generate this much of a profit from just one product, airtime, what about what's going to be coming in from utilities? We have a very interesting business opportunity here for many people. So share this across the continents we've talked about. And of course, if you want to know more about the compensation plan, this is something that can be done even on a private session where you can now work out the math. If, for example, I'm purchasing my own airtime, I can actually receive 0.5% of the first amount that I buy up to until $20. Anything that I spend above $20, I'm actually compensated at 5% more, which you can see there at the bottom. Anything I purchase in a given month, I'm actually given 5% of that amount back into my wallet, and I can withdraw that money. We talked about this before. It's money that you can actually withdraw. It's not points or vouchers or tokens. It's actually money that you can withdraw. And then you can be able to use it for something else, or to reload your data or airtime if that's what you want to use it for. For anybody who's purchasing their licenses and they're connected to you, basically that means directly you'll be able to receive $10 on generation one. Anybody that's connected by the people on your generation one, you'll receive your $4 from the $69 they spent to buy their license. 3 to 10, it's $2. 11 to 15, you get $1. And that's, of course, comes in when people are purchasing their license or renewing it after 2 years. For utilities, it's all across the board, 0.04% all the way down to level 15. Airtime commission for the people who have joined your team, obviously you'll see the app will be paying you 0.4% of all licensed partners. For free customer accounts, you get 4%. So apart from this, virtual AVS also activated what was coming up on the next slide that you have seen, which is corporate business. For anybody who's upgraded their accounts at $75, they'll be able to receive income or passive income that comes from what they do as their business. Basically what you've seen on the previous page, which is distribution of SMSs, data, and airtime in bulk to corporate companies that have decided to buy from virtual AVS. And of course, because that dividend is something that you have invested in, your $75, you will get compensated at 1% of the $55 every single month. And of course, for all partners who upgraded on your team, they will also get their own 1%. But in addition to that, your passive income is like an open check. You can now receive 1% of the same $55 for anybody who's upgraded their accounts from level 1 to 10. 11 to 14, you get 0.4% of that $55. Level 15, it comes back to 1% of that $55. So in actual sense, if you actually look at a projection, if you were to think about it in a scenario where perhaps maybe you've registered only 3 business partners here, The sales growth is quite interesting here, where you can do a projection. You decided to use a number that you can be able to understand, a minimal of just 3 business partners on each level as an example. And if that's the case, guess what? Your team continues to grow in additions of 3 each on each level. And that's just on a basic level where I can basically perhaps show 3 people how to use this app to pay for their own expenses, whether it's airtime or data, whatever. But if they're doing it, your team continues to expand, your sales force continues to expand, and you have an automated business that can pay you from your expenses and other people's expenses. That way, if you look at the projection, by the way, if we were just to do a scenario where you have these numbers, by the time you are actually getting to level 15, your sales force or your growth in your business will have accumulated at least 21 million business partners. And from those 21 million business partners, as those licenses for each level, you are accumulating a stream of income from license commissions, airtime commissions, passive income or bulk airtime commissions, the one for $75 that you upgraded. And of course, others have upgraded on your team. And of course, utility commissions there. We've done a scenario where the minimum that was spent was about $100, maybe paying for their DSTVs, their cable TV, their whatever, they're paying for your water and all these other things that are falling under the utility docket. So in simple terms, what we're saying here is that we have 5 steps that everybody can actually duplicate across the world using this app. And as they do so, the steps are quite simple. It's download the app, sign up. Once they sign up, it's pretty simple. They get their business license. As they get their business license, they upgrade for those who actually want to get access to the full stream of income. And when they upgrade, they'll be able to also use it for utilities. By the way, anybody who has a customer account can't access utilities, but they can get access to airtime. And once they also decide to upgrade, they can also get access to the utility commissions for those who have decided to purchase their license. For those who upgrade to their passive income, they can actually get access to the passive income stream, which is available for 5 years. So it's paid as a dividend for the next 5 years, every month on the 15th, as you've seen from the slides we have discussed. So as I say, this particular session was recorded for the purposes of helping those who just want to go through a brief orientation of how this works. There's more information available on the website that can help you to be able to take action. However, if you do want somebody also to illustrate this more in depth for you to understand, that can be arranged. Remember, when mobile money was introduced, for example, in Africa, right now we have over 600 million plus people, I believe, who actually know how to use mobile money. However, when it started, it looked like a foreign concept to many people. But now there are people who are actually banking their money through mobile money. And there are people in other parts of the world who don't even know what mobile money is. So this sizable diffusion of the internet and mobile telephony, broadband networks, they demonstrate how pervasive technology has become and that it will actually have a very interesting impact on the economy. I hope you enjoyed listening to this and you got great value from it. And we hope that you can take action.